So in today's video we've got some Tamiya Top Force Evolution goodness to show you. Hey guys, welcome back to Tamiya Legends, and once again thank you for stopping by. So in this video we're going to talk all things Tamiya Top Force Evo. I've luckily just built this 2021 Tamiya Top Force Evo and it's absolutely gorgeous. The kit was way better than I expected, I have to be honest. And after I've gone through this, it's only right to show you my 2021 Top Force Evo 2. That's right, because it's just such a bad boy, and it's just such a pleasure to get these two both together, to be honest. So yesterday I had the pleasure of building and putting together this bad boy, and I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed it. The kit is not mine, unfortunately. I built it for a friend of mine in the US, and he's a very lucky man when he receives this. He's going to absolutely love it. It was just a pleasure to build. What I'll do, I'll put a little slideshow up now of the full sort of chassis build to completion. I just loved it. It was so much more than I expected. It's beefier than I expected. Now the changes I'm talking about are not just from standard Top Force to Evolution Top Force. I'm not just talking carbon and high caps. Some of the hardware, some of the screws, some of the fixings, the turnbuckle ends, the ball joints, they've been upgraded. They're beefier. And I didn't know that about the kit. So when I started putting it together, I was like, okay, this is new. Even the steering, although the two steering arms are the same, the hardware that goes on top of them, it's beefier. You know, it's going to take a little bit more of a pounding. Not that I don't think there was anything wrong with the original stuff on the Top Force. The plastics have changed as well. Don't know if it's a material or whatever, or they've been redesigned. The front and rear arms are each two-piece, and you have two bolts that go through. It's very easy to strip them by slightly over-tightening. These just felt different for some reason. I'm not too sure if they've been milled out differently, or if indeed it's a different plastic. I'm not sure. The two black battery straps that bolt down to the carbon lower deck, they're always a pain to get the screws in, and you're really stressing the plastic. So when I got to that stage of this build, I was expecting the same, but nope, screws straight in. Obviously not straight in, but didn't feel nearly as bad as the Top Force ones. The ball diffs, superb. Obviously with the lightweight casings with the pressure plates on them, it differs from the Top Force. Again, absolute quality. They go together superbly. Carbon, everything about it. I've got a couple of niggly points about the whole kit, and they're not major. They're personal ones to me. First one is the packaging. I would have loved to have seen this in with the traditional blister packaging, because this is the biggest release of the year. I can't see them. Well, they're not going to release anything this year that's as nice as this, or as sought after, I should say. So yeah, it's up there with the Avanti and Egress kits, so it should have been the same because it's Tamiya royalty. So it should have been in blister packaging. Again, that's just for me. You know, when you're building a thing, what's it matter? But I said at the beginning, and I don't think I made myself clear, that I wasn't buying one because I was going to keep it new in box, if I'm honest, because I've got this Top Force Evo 2 that you're going to see soon. So I wanted a new in box one where I could take the lid off and just look at it all. So that's what kind of put me off. But again, if you're building it, what's the packaging matter? Second thing is, I do feel it should have come with the alloy motor mount. It comes with a standard DFO one plastic one. Which is fine for silver cam motors and what have you, but when you start wanting to put more power through these, you're definitely going to have to upgrade to the alloy motor mount. Again, it's no biggie. And the third little gripe is on the spur gear at the back. It's a traditional two-piece spur gear, so it's got the large nylon, but then it's got the soft alloy one, the small gear that pushes into it. And as I guess some of you know, that alloy turns to cheese in the gearbox after a lot of running and crushes all the oil up, but the grease up, and makes it really mushy. So I would have liked to have seen a one-piece nylon one, to be honest. Like when you buy the speed gear tune sets, they come in one-piece moulded nylon. I think that would have been better. Again, none of these things is a biggie. The kit is absolutely gorgeous. And then onto the body shell. Now, if you don't know, this comes pre-cut and pre-painted in the box. sprayed up lovely gunmetal grey. I think I understand why Tamiya are doing that, because I'm guessing people don't like to cut and paint body shells, so this is to make it easier for maybe new people or indeed old people who don't enjoy that aspect of a hobby. That all makes sense, but if you're going to do that, why make me cut the under tray out? When I was doing it, I was thinking that's odd, because if you buy this kit and you don't like cutting bodies out and you bought it because it's pre-painted and pre-cut, then you're going to struggle a little bit with that under tray. If you cut bodies out all the time, then the under trays, it's easy. But I was just kind of thinking, if you're kind of struggling, there is some sharp angles and things you've got to do on that under tray. And I was just wondering if Tamiya have gone to the extent of doing the beautiful shell and wing, probably should have cut the under tray out as well. Just my opinion. Anyway, it's gorgeous. There's no protective film on it when you get it. The decals are stunning. It's lovely to see the proper coloured decals instead of the reproduction ones like we've all used over the years. It's really nice to see the sort of genuine colours. Just on the colours, I'll just put a little picture up of the wheels. The one on the left is the 2021 Evo wheel, and the one on the right is my Reet dyed wheel. So you can see the difference in colour. The Reet dye is more orangey. I'd be very curious to know if this Evo has changed slightly, or do these match the original Evolution wheels? I've no idea, to be honest. But if you know in the comments, let me know. I'd be interested in that. As I say, decals wise, you have to cut them all out, but they go on really cool. There's a couple of little areas you've just got to be careful with. But yeah, it's just a joy to put together from start to finish. It took me 7 hours. And that was completely from start to finish. And I kind of just took my time and enjoyed it. Got all the messy bits. I didn't go in order of a manual. I like to build ball diffs first and shocks and things like that, just to get them out of the way with grease and the oil. But yeah, just such a pleasure to build. And as I say, just a difference in hardware from the plastics and the tie rods, the turnbuckles, the turnbuckle ends and the ball joints on the steering. It's just more substantial, and the quality of the shocks are just the slightly different colour from the egress sort of shocks, the high caps, but just when you're building them, they just ooze quality. I think what the thing to do now is, let's have a close-up of this bad boy. And there she is. Gotta be honest, it's an absolute stunning looking car, isn't it? It's lovely to see the decals again, sort of, instead of reproduction ones, so to see them with the correct colours on, it's really nice. I also liked that without using the shock spacers, I could get pretty much the correct stance I wanted for the car. You guys know I like my cars to look low, but yeah, you don't have to make any adjustments. All the shocks are in the correct places. There's no internal spaces apart from the standard front ones that you have to do when you're building them. But yeah, I think for stance wise, that's absolutely cock on. And then the obligatory side view, where you can see what I mean by ride height. Gorgeous looking thing, isn't it? And then I've just whizzed the top off just so you can see carbon rear shock tower, gorgeous high caps. I was really impressed with the shocks. They were different from high caps I've built before, and you can just ooze quality. You really do feel the quality in them as you're building them. And then a quick look at the fronts, standard Evo tower. As I say, ride height wise, without the spacers, you've got all that there, plenty, and it does sag a little bit, but there's still loads there. But obviously for me, you can just push it down a little bit further just while it's sort of on show, which is nerdy, I know, but that's what I like. Look at them tyres, guys, how bad boy are they? And then, as I said, I did a little bit of decaling on the chassis. I don't know if it looks any better or if it looks worse, to be honest, but obviously if you don't like it, we can take them off. But they're your standard sort of, well, it's not actually decal, is it? It's like printed onto the top deck. So with the spare stickers, I put the Evo Racing on there. That's probably the one that might not work, but then I put a Tamiya on each battery strap, which personally I think that works. So in summary, this has definitely been one of the best builds I've done. It's absolutely superb from start to finish. Again, you know, if this is the only Top Force you've built, you won't notice the little differences. And again, I don't mean between Top Force and the Evo. I'm talking about the other sort of hardware differences. The plastics have changed. One of the on the standard Top Force, there's 2 plastic battery straps that get bolted down to the lower carbon deck. They're always a pain to get the 4 screws in. It's really tight and you're really stressing the plastic. Didn't have that with this one. Those screws went straight in. Also the arms, the 2-piece arms, the screws went in. I mean, the problem with the arms I've always found on the standard Top Force, it was if you over tightened them and you didn't have to put much, you would thread them. Whereas these, they just felt better and more solid. There's a little bits of hardware in the screws that go into the knuckles, and as I say, how the turnbuckles connect, it's just beefier. The steering arms are the same, but the ball joints and whatever have been sort of upgraded, and they're just beefier. I really like it. CVD drive shafts all the way around, and the shot quality, again, I'm sort of saying it again, but the whole quality of the kit is absolutely superb. I absolutely love it. So that's enough about the 2021 Evo. I think now it's time to drag out the 2021 Evo 2. So I've got to take this opportunity in this video to show this once again, because this is one of the best cars I've ever built. I've probably, on my channel, if I've built anything a lot of, it's definitely the DF01 chassis. Top Force Evo, Bathtub in the Manta Ray, Blazing Star, Terra Conqueror. I've built them all. I love the DF01, but this was a very special project. This was a full spec Top Force, and I jokingly called it the Evolution 2. I did this before this was talked about, so this was my, because at the time we didn't really think we'd see an Evo re-re, so this was, in my head, it was my attempt to go, okay Tamiya, if you're going to bring a new Top Force out, make it full spec like this. This has got the TRF aeration big bore shocks on, the blue Tamiya alloy hop-ups, it's got the gearbox chassis strengthening set from Bora, who you'll know, and that just makes the chassis look awesome. It's full carbon, it's got the Evo front tower, CVDs, so much. It's got alloy prop shaft and cups, it's got the Will Racing alloy steering arms on it, and probably much more. We'll drag the camera over and have a look at this thing, but yeah. Oh, and the body shell, sorry Owen, so this has got the Revive RC body shell set on, which is superb. So obviously the main difference, the scoop's missing. I won't go into why Owen did it, because he saw a video that I did in 2016 and went off and made his own. So he's got rid of the roof scoop, put a nice little wing sort of effect on the roof, and then we have this stunning 3-piece wing. Again, massive shout out to Peter. He made these tasteful, what I think are tasteful Evolution in Evo decals for me, which perfectly match the colour of the Reet dye on the wheels. Let's bring a camera over. So for me, and obviously I'm extremely biased, this is one of the best cars in my collection, just on the looks alone, never mind all the stuff it's got on it. I just think that paint job, that's painted by Craig in the UK, and for me it's probably the best paint job he's done for me, and he's done a few, but this one was just special because it was Evolution colours, and yeah, and then obviously with the Reet dyed wheels, I just think it looks epic. And then from the other side, as you can see, this one's for the shelf, so we've got this sitting as low as I can get it, really. Well, I could get lower if I'm honest, but yeah. What do you think, guys? Stick in the comments if it's the first time you've seen this bad boy. Look at that back end. Oh, all this alloy goodness, turnbuckles, the gorgeous TRF big bore shocks, which in my opinion are the best shocks Tamiya have ever done. And then I'll just start quickly showing you what's on it. So as I say, we've got the Will Speed steering arms. We've got the bracket, which that alloy bracket was made by Bora for me. Absolute superb strengthener. We've got TRF blue turnbuckles. As I said, aeration big bore dampers. At this end, you can just about see down here, we've got the alloy motor mount. We've got a gearbox strengthener here. Again, turnbuckles, shocks. And then this one you can see we've got alloy prop shaft cups, we've got gearbox strengthener there, we've got the motor alloy strengthener there, carbon chassis. What a thing. And then we finally get them both together. That's a bit of a money shot for me, that. Which one, if you could only have one of these guys, which one would you have? Would you want it sort of traditional, full Tamiya, or would you be tempted to go for the sort of top spec version that I did? I like both of them. It's funny because I've always loved how my Evo 2 looks, But when I first time I put it at the side of the 21 Evo, I kind of thought that the Evo looks more grown up, if that makes sense, and this looks more like a bit of a kid's version. And then just a last shot of them both together, just because I can. Still not put that front brace on. I need to get some correct length bolts or cut the bolts that I have here. Since it goes in the shelf, I just completely forget about doing it because that's how I roll. So yeah, which one would you have if you could only have one, guys? Would you go sort of be the purist and go for the Tamiya one, or do you like the sort of old design with the modern parts on? I do. I kind of wish Tamiya would kind of actually do cars like that. The old car with some of the latest tech on it, I think that floats my boat, if I'm honest. So I think I've covered just about everything in this video that I wanted to cover. If you've got any questions about this build, or indeed this build, stick it in the comments. If you are interested in this particular build, I've got quite a lot of videos with this car, so please check those out if you are interested. The 2021 Evo, absolutely superb, love it. It's so much more than I expected, in such a good way. Yeah, just a great build, and it looks absolutely stunning when it's done, gotta be honest. So yeah, I'll end this video here. So once again, thanks massively for watching, it's really appreciated. If this is the first time you've come across one of my videos, if you could maybe consider liking this video and then pressing that subscribe button. I ask a lot, don't I? Anyway, as I said, my friends, hope you're all doing well, and I'll end this video now. As always, happy RCing.